When the power dies and stays dead, most people look around their house and see junk. The fridge is a dead box. The washing machine is a heavy lump, the oven is cold. The water heater is a useless cylinder. Fans and microwaves are just plastic shells. They curse the grid, complain that nothing works, and start dragging appliances to the curb or leaving them to rot. They are making a huge mistake. Your house is full of machines that were designed for comfort in a powered world. But inside them are shapes, materials, and systems that are incredibly valuable when the electricity is gone. If you understand what is really hiding in those appliances, they stop being dead weight and start being tools, insulated boxes, steel drums, pressurized water tanks, metal cages, air movers. Today you are going to see 5 common appliances through Collapse Eyes. You will learn how to strip them for parts, convert them to off-grid use, and squeeze survival out of things everyone else abandons. Appliance 1. The fridge that becomes a passive cold safe. In a blackout, the first thing everyone does is open the refrigerator to see if it is still cold. That tiny bit of curiosity destroys hours of remaining insulation. When the grid does not come back, most people treat the fridge as a dead body. It sits there stinking until they push it outside as trash. To a survivor, a refrigerator or freezer is not trash. It is an extremely valuable insulated box. Think about what it really is. Foam insulation on all sides, a rigid shell. A seal around the door meant to keep air from moving freely. Electricity made it cold before. Now, if you understand physics, you can use it to keep things cool without any power at all. Here is how. First, clean it out completely once you know the grid is not coming back. Remove rotten food, wipe away spills, wash it with soap and a bit of bleach if you have it. Let it dry. Now you have a clean, insulated volume. In winter, it becomes a controlled cold store. You can leave the back of the fridge slightly open to air from a cold room or even from outside while keeping the door shut. Use vents or small holes in the back panel to let cold air in and out. You can pack snow or ice around it in a shed or porch and use it as a chest that stays near freezing longer than open air. In summer, you use it differently. Put the fridge or freezer in the coolest, shadiest place you have. Dig a shallow pit and partially bury the lower half to take advantage of the Earth's stable temperature. Leave the door closed most of the time. The insulation now slows heat gain instead of trying to hold in artificially generated cold. If you still have any access to ice, even a little, you concentrate it here. Instead of trying to cool a whole room, you place ice or frozen bottles in the bottom of the fridge and stack your most critical items above them. Medicine that must be kept cool, certain foods you cannot afford to lose. You have turned what everyone else calls trash into a cold safe. Even if you never use it for food again, that insulated space can protect batteries from temperature swings, electronics from dust and humidity, seeds from heat. The shell of a fridge is a piece of infrastructure. Treat it that way. Appliance 2, the washing machine that turns into a water and fire station. Once it stops spinning clothes, a washing machine seems useless. You press the button. Nothing, you unplug and replug. Nothing, so you close the lid and walk away. Look at it again with survival eyes. A washing machine is a strong metal drum, a container that can hold water, a perforated inner barrel, a drive mechanism that once spun heavy loads. Even without electricity, you can use it 3 powerful ways. First, as a water station. The outer tub of a top-loading machine is essentially a basin. If you have some plumbing skills, you can plumb the existing water input to a rain catchment or manual fill, and use the tub as a place to wash clothes or bodies with manually hauled water. The drain can be directed into a graywater system or bucket. Second, as a hand-powered spinner. The perforated inner drum is designed to spin water out of fabric. Remove the drum and rig a manual crank or pedal system to it. Even something as simple as a strong handle bolted to the side can let you twist and spin smaller loads of cloth by hand. Getting water out of clothes quickly matters in the cold. Wet fabric against skin is a heat sink. A spinning drum, even turned by hand, removes far more water than wringing by hand alone. Third, as a fire component. The inner steel drum of many front-loading machines makes an excellent fire basket once removed. The perforations allow air to flow through, feeding combustion. The metal contains coals and ash. You can set it up on bricks as a contained fire pit. In an urban environment where you cannot dig a fire pit into the ground, a washing machine drum turns into a standing fireplace you can cook over. Pulling apart a machine like this takes tools and time. Do it when the lights are still on, when you can watch tutorials if you need to. Do not wait until your hands are numb and desperate. Appliance 3. The oven that becomes a heat battery and safe box. When gas stops flowing or electricity dies, your oven goes cold. Most people see it as a useless box taking up space in a dead kitchen. Look deeper. An oven is a metal box with a door, often lined with some insulation. Connected to a vent or flue in some gas models, made to handle high temperatures. Even if you cannot burn fuel inside it safely anymore, you can use it in two crucial ways: as a heat battery. If you have any controlled heat source left, such as a wood stove, rocket stove, or even a safe barrel fire, you can put full pots of hot water or heated bricks into the oven and close the door. The mass inside absorbs heat. The insulated oven slows down how fast that heat escapes. Later, when the fire is out, you have warm water for washing or drinking, radiant warmth slowly leaking into the room, reusable hot bricks to bring under blankets or into beds. Instead of letting heat escape immediately, you are trapping it in a metal and insulated box. As a safe box. In a world of chaos, small valuables and sensitive items need protection from both people and fire. An oven is not a safe, but it is a metal enclosure with a gasketed door. If you have to leave your home or you fear looting, placing certain items inside the oven out of sight gives them a better chance of surviving a quick ransacking. Important papers in metal tins, electronics in Faraday bags, some cash or small barter items. This is not foolproof security. A determined looter can open an oven door, but most smash and grab thieves are not carefully opening every appliance. They are ripping drawers, knocking things down, grabbing what is visible. An appliance that obviously does not work in a dead kitchen is a decent first line of concealment. Appliance 4. The water heater that becomes an emergency reservoir. There is a tank in almost every American home that most people ignore completely. They only pay attention to it when it fails and they have to call a plumber. The water heater. Inside that steel cylinder is one of your most critical survival tools in a water crisis. A full typical residential water heater holds anywhere from 30 to 80 gallons of water. Even if the power is off and the heating element is cold, that tank is still holding water you already paid for. You need to know now, not later, how to access it. On most units, there is a drain valve at the bottom. If you attach a hose or place a container under that valve and open it, water will flow out. If no water comes, you may have to open a hot water faucet at a higher point in the house to let air in, breaking the vacuum so the tank can drain. That water has been sitting in a closed, dark metal container. It may pick up some taste from the tank, but in most cases it will be cleaner than what you can safely scoop from flooded streets or random ponds. You can further purify it by boiling, filtering, or chemical treatment if you are unsure. Beyond acting as a reservoir, the tank itself can be repurposed if removed. A cleaned, cut, and laid down water heater tank can become a large outdoor cooker, a wood gasifier body, a thermal mass for a rocket stove, a trough for washing. This is heavy metal. Once cut, you cannot return it to its original function, so treat the intact tank as an emergency asset first. In the first days of a serious water outage, while everyone is fighting over bottled water, quietly draining your heater could mean your family has dozens of gallons nobody else thought about. Appliance 5. Fans and blowers that turn into manual air and power tools. Box fans. Floor fans. The blower inside your dead furnace. Once the grid is down, they just sit there. But every fan is also a set of blades, mounted to a motor, in a housing designed to move air efficiently. If you understand how machines work, you know this. A motor that can turn a fan with electricity can also act like a generator if you turn it with wind or muscle. The conversions are not trivial, but they are possible. A simple example is a box fan on a windy balcony or roof. If you secure the fan frame and allow the blades to spin freely in the wind, you can attach a small permanent magnet motor or repurpose the fan's own motor to generate a low-voltage charge. With rectification and proper wiring, you can trickle charge batteries. At a smaller scale, any hand crank or pedal system can be built around fan blades or blower wheels to move air where you need it without electricity. Airflow matters more than people think in survival. You may need to vent smoke or fumes from improvised stoves and heaters. Move fresh air into a sealed shelter. Dry clothes or food in a damp environment. A squirrel cage blower from an old furnace turned by hand or bicycle can push a lot of air through filters or ducts. As with the washing machine, the time to experiment with this is not at 2 in the morning in January. Take apart a dead fan now. See how the motor connects to the blades. Learn the basics of turning mechanical motion into electricity with small demonstration setups. The pattern Stop Seeing Appliances as Decorations. Look at these 5 appliances together. Fridge and freezer, washing machine, oven, water heater, fans and blowers. In normal life, they are single function. You press buttons, they do their jobs. When the power goes away, most people mentally throw them in the trash. In collapsed life, they are insulated boxes, steel drums, pressurized water cylinders, metal enclosures, rotors, and air movers. The shapes and materials do not vanish when the grid dies. They are still there, waiting for someone who thinks in physics and repurposing instead of in on and off. What you should do now: walk through your home with a different mindset. Ask yourself, for each big appliance, if this never had electricity again, what is it? A box, a tank, a drum, a cage, a fan. Look up while you still can how to drain your water heater safely. Remove an inner drum from a washing machine. Take doors off a fridge so it is safe as a storage box. Use mylar and cardboard to turn an old freezer into a cold pantry. Convert a small motor into a hand crank generator. You do not have to become a full mechanic. You do have to stop believing that your house becomes a useless shell the second the grid dies. Everyone else will be dragging their broken appliances to the curb. You will be quietly turning yours into the infrastructure of your survival.